Here we're getting set for MLB The Show 20 tutorial. We will do another one for MLB The Show 21 when that game comes out. To anything that's changed between 20 and 21. And there may be some there probably is stuff that would have changed that the developers and game company would have put into the new game versus the old game. So first thing we're going to show you how to do, and it takes some thinking and knowing where it is. Oops. And it is how to get the button pitching. People know from button hitting and button pitching and button fielding. If people have played MLB The Show, then like I do, the button, or you want to start doing button pitching, hitting, and fielding. If you had been doing it differently, analog or whatever the other option is, we'll get that in a minute. But for me, playing any MLB game, whether it is MLB The Show or Bigs 2, 2K Baseball, I played that for briefly. Mainly, I've played the games I've played for any length of time as far as baseball is concerned were Bigs 2 and Bigs, which was still by 2K, EA MVP Baseball, whether that's the Major League, which had the AA and AAA as well as the Major League. Same goes for The Show, has all three. I wish they would put the single A, high A, and low A teams in there, but whatever. That is not what I wanted. I did not want that. So I will have to let the demo mode come up, and I wish it would stay in the menu mode. I may have to go into moving around while I'm talking just for it to stay in menu mode. Alright. There, it should stay now for a little bit. So I'll go into the settings so that once you're in a setting, then it will stay out. I'll talk about some of the stuff as we go along here. So it's going to be under user settings, I think. User settings, I think, is what it is. Gameplay options, I think. Okay, here it is. So I have it set to Ricky. You have Dynamic, Beginner, Legend, Hall of Fame, All-Star, Veteran, and Rookie. I have it set to Rookie. Holiday as Rookie. Hidden View, Strike, Zone 3. That's what you're looking at if when you are at bat with your team or player if you're in the show. Then you have Broadcast, Ball Trail, which is daytime only. You have directional hitting. This is the input. This is for batting and base running. So the choices you have, and we will go over this again for MLB The Show 21 as well. We will do 2 videos. If you're still playing MLB The Show 20, because it's, of course, the new game hasn't come out yet, and it doesn't come out until April, so people would still be playing MLB The Show 20 for just a little bit longer. And even if you don't get MLB The Show 21, but you decide to get 20 instead, this is how you do it, and I will show you a video for MLB The Show 21 once I'm able to play it, because I've already pre-ordered it. I'm just waiting for April 20th to play it. So yeah, buttons, analog, buttons. So there's only 2 choices, buttons or analog. Out buttons, pitching, and I will show you how to do that. If you're used to analog and you want to stick with analog, that you've done in all the MLB shows prior to this, that's fine. Yeah, you can skip this video. Or if you want to, and so you can tell somebody how to do it, that you know somebody that wants to do it, that's fine. Anybody who wants to watch this video can. Even if you don't do it and just want to see how it's done, that's fine too. So we leave the analog type flick, stride, flick. I leave it flick, that's why I like it. It's flick and stride, I like flick. Counter shift, piece together, and then you have the transparency. Alright. So then let's go to, if you're gonna, the only difference between what I show you on this video versus the one on MLB The Show 21 will be 21. I will be adding a whole new audience. We'll be adding the Xbox audience. And so, Xbox people have not been able to play they've had RBI baseball, but a simulated baseball game that was more of a RBI baseball was more of had the graphics like a simulated game, but the gameplay itself was more like a baseball game you would play at an arcade. It was more arcade style. That's how I'm going to describe it. It's simulation versus arcade style video game. So, people can debate whether it's a good analog or arcade is good or not, but the last simulated game, basically the last simulated game on the Xbox was from the 360 with the various ones like Bigs 2 and the Bigs and MLB 2K, or on the original Xbox if you had MVP 06 and the MVPs or the college and pro with the minor leagues and all that. So I've played baseball on both I've played baseball on PlayStation, being this PS4 like I am doing now, or Xbox 360 and the original Xbox. I still have the games and still in the same systems. I have a PS4 system, I have a 360, and I have an original Xbox. You'll see that when we go do videos when you see videos on my channel. So, yeah, I know how to translate what buttons are what from the PlayStation controller to the Xbox controller. I figured it out all on my own. Nobody taught me how to do it. I didn't read any tutorial steps on it. I didn't watch any tutorial videos. I just translated on my own. So basically you have the bumper and trigger buttons on the Xbox. So it's similar to that on the PlayStation controller. So my tutorial videos from now on will be universal tutorials, meaning it won't be just for the PlayStation. It'll be for PlayStation and Xbox for any game I have on here. Even if it's just a regular game I'm doing commentary on, I may reiterate it into the video. So if you're playing MLB The Show 20, it means you have a PlayStation. So we are not going to do the vice versa, the controls. That's only for my video that I'm going to do for 21, MLB The Show 21. So you just hit the R1 button to do pitching. You have pitching difficulty, which you have dynamic, you have beginner, you have legend. So let's go. You have beginner, dynamic, legend, rookie, veteran, all-star, Hall of Fame, and legend. So beginner's the lowest one, legend is the highest one, dynamic is... So you have beginner, then dynamic, then rookie. Rookie is the high is... The reason why I have it still on dynamic, I haven't gone up to rookie yet, and one's on pitching is on rookie, and the whatever else is on this is the batting and base running. Why is this on dynamic and this on rookie? Still is because I haven't mastered what I'm doing, because I can still lose games where I'm at now. So it goes within a level, it goes up different sub-levels, basically, if you want to know the beginner plus or beginner or rookie plus or whatever. So it can go up and down, depending upon how you're doing in the game. So finish and interface, so classic, you have classic, pure analog, or pulse, or meter. I have it on classic. Classic is the X button without meters, pulses, based timing. I'll show you what I mean when I do this. Let's see here. I think that's all I had on. I'm gonna go back and then go back into it and all. Now filling, it's on button. Of course, you have button actually, pure analog, show time, buttons. So I'll leave it on buttons. So you can set on what you want, or you can mess around with it. You can try different ones and see which one fits your style the best. Everybody's different. This is just how you do it if you want to do button. You can mess around with it further than that if you want to. You don't have to listen to this, or you can if you want to. It's up to you. So and then you have generic. I like pitching the pitching preview on when it shows you the hot zones, where the batter is most likely to be more. You'll have a hot zone where he's really, if you pitch there, he's gonna really make you pay for it in hitting, or in the cold zone where you can pitch there and it just, sometimes he can whiff a hot zone if it's a really nasty pitch, but we're going to turn the tutorial tips off because I've teared out all the batting. I had it on, I'll leave it on. I just turned everything off. I left it on, but turned everything off. Okay. Post game auto saves you want on. Back to back, so you're done there. That's all you have to do. I don't think I've changed anything. So I'm just gonna go back because whatever it was I had on, I left it on. I was just not messing around with it, but showing you how to do it. So let's go into a game. In it, we're just gonna pick a random team, whatever team pops up, and so it's gonna select my favorite team, of course. But we'll just do a regular. Yeah, this is not gonna matter. Select your selection of stuff here. We're gonna do April. I've already done 2 other videos on my channel for today. Full games of Dodgers and Padres and Cardinals and Diamondbacks. So just gonna check. We're just gonna pick a random starting pitch because each pitcher is different, and you'll see that each pitcher has different pitches, and I should have shown you it.
MLB The Show's coverage of
Okay, we're just gonna skip that because we're just gonna get into this is for pitching. So this is what I was talking about. The pitching difficulty can go up or down, increase or decrease within a particular game or through a particular season. So he has a pitch list consists of 2-seam fastball, slider, 4-seam fastball, cutter, and circle change. So the triangle.
First pitch on its way. Fastball, and it gets by him, a swinging strike.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes to start his afternoon.
And then the cutter is the square or rectangle.
Good job to spoil that.
Yeah, he fouls it off, of course. Circle change R1.
Fouled off.
And you can always change where you want to try to aim it at.
Fastball swung on and missed, and the leadoff man is gone on strikes to start the afternoon.
So I just struck out that guy, which is good.
So the bases are
now we're
empty
going to
with
pitch
1 man gone.
the circle
The speedy second baseman,
button, which is the slider.
Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front. Our temperature not quite 60 degrees, 59 here at game time this afternoon. The wind up and the 0-1.
Now I'm going to show you how different pitches are. So not every pitcher is going to have the same pitches. I'll show you that now. Oops, in here a little jack. That's not what I wanted.
This is such a lost art. I know you love this one. Guy dropping a drag bunt down for it.
So we go to bullpen. We're just going to go over bullpen players, which would include your closer. And we'll go back to your starters in just a bit. Because you can view your starters here too. Or you can view them when you select your starter in the starting menu, which you see before every game you play. So I'll show you that at the end of the video. We'll show you another way you can see your starting pitcher's pitches. Okay. Alright, so take the first guy on the list. We're just going to be in this mode this menu screen for the remainder of the, or not the remainder of the video, but the for the remainder of the video, except for the very end. We'll show you the other way of getting to look at the pitches for your starters and relievers. You can have relievers start at any point in season mode, franchise mode, or playoff mode, or exhibition mode. So take this guy, Ponce de Leon. His pitch list consists of a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. His fastball, 4-seam fastball, is the maximum of 93 miles per hour. Could be higher, or not, but it's, and then a 89 cutter, a 78 curveball, and a 81 changeup. Then you have Austin Gomer as a 14 fastball, knuckle curve, slider, and changeup. Jordan Hicks only has 3 pitches: a sinker, a slider, and a 4-seam fastball. Ryan Hensley has a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. John Grant, 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, and then what that VC means, that I think it's velocity change. I think. Let me look. Let me. Let me, what was it? VCH. Oops. Baseball pitch. Let's see here if it shows you what it is. What is a VCH? Vulcan changeup, that's what it is. It's basically a circle changeup. Alright. Before we get on, the MLB to test rules in minor leagues. Rules include larger bases at AAA and keeping 4 players on infield in front of outfield grass and delay full list. Let's see here on ESPN app here. Major League Baseball to deploy several experimental rules in the minor leagues this season. Major League Baseball, I'm reading this article, this is not related to the tutorial, but I thought I would get it out there for you all. Major League Baseball on Thursday outlined a litany of experimental rules it plans to implement in different minor league levels this season, including banning some forms of defensive shifts, more games governed by electronic strike zone, and a 15-second pitch clock, limiting pickoff moves and larger bases. The rules change announced by the league in anticipation of the minor league season expected to begin in May will be studied for potential adoption in the major leagues. The league made a number of hires, including bringing on former Cubs president Theo Epstein as a consultant in hopes of improving its on-field production. Each level of the newly constructed minor leagues, which came under MLB's control, will go from 162 teams to 120. Will have a twist on gameplay. Most radical will be at AA. and I meant to say most radical. That's the word. Radical was the word I was looking for. Where 4 infielders will be maintained to have both feet on the infield dirt, preventing the extreme shift that often see players from the left side of the infield shifted to short right field. Depending on the results, the league said the second half of the season could see more extreme versions of the rule. 2 infielders on each side of the second base bag, meaning the second baseman on one side and the shortstop would be on the other side. League was unabashed in its explanation of the rule. These restrictions on defensive positions are intended to increase batting average balls in play. Teams in the Low A Southeast League, previously the Florida State League, will use ABS, automatic balls and strike system, in selected games with hopes to determine the optimal strike zone for the system. The electronic system, which was used in the Arizona Fall League and the Independent Atlantic League in 2019, will undergo a change. Instead of using 3-dimensional zone that covers the entire plate, it will call balls and strikes based on a 2-dimensional plane in front of the plate. Other Low A League, the West, will operate with under a 15-second pitch clock. MLB Players Association have discussed implementation of this pitch clock, and it's likely to be a part of broader discussion on rules with the collective bargaining agreement expiring December 1st. Increase in offense and certainty, part of the calculus of a Low A wide rule. Pitchers can attempt a pickoff of the rubber only twice per at-bat. If they do so a third time and fail to pick off a runner, a balk will be called, and the runners on base will advance. Depending upon the results, pickoffs and step-offs could be lessened to 1 per plate, which I think that's interesting. You can read the full article on ESPN.com or the ESPN app. It is titled Major League Baseball to Employ Several Experimental Rules in the Minor Leagues This Season. Jeff Passan, ESPN reporter and writer, has that article on the ESPN app and ESPN.com. Alright, so let's continue on with what I was saying. We got distracted there. We had that alert from ESPN. I wanted to get that out to y'all for that, so you know what is to be changed. I don't think it's going to make any difference for my league in the MLB The Show game just yet. Not for this year, at least. So here, then we have Alex Reyes. He's got a 4-seam fastball, 12 curve, changeup, and 2-seam fastball. Andrew Miller, slider, 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball. Yavani Gallegos, four-seam fastball, changeup, and or slider and changeup. The starting pitchers that we did not select, which is Jack Flaherty, Adam Wainwright, Miles Michaelis, and Kwang Hoon Kim. He's the rookie from last year, so I think it was the rookie from last year. He's the rookie last year or this year. He hasn't been in the league that long, let's put it that way. Jack Flaherty's pitch list consists of a four-seam fastball, slider, knuckle curve, two-seam fastball, and changeup. Adam Wainwright, curveball, sinker, cutter, and four-seam fastball. Miles Michaelis, four-seam fastball, two-seam fastball, slider, and curveball. Kwang Hoon Kim as a four-seam fastball, slider, curveball, splitter, and a two-seam fastball. And then let's look at the can't show you the pitches for it. Can I not show you the pitches for Houston? As for St. Louis pitchers, okay, if I switch teams, it shows me it. Alright. Let's go for the Houston Astros. So we'll do two. You have Austin Pruitt, Blake Taylor, Joe Smith, Bruce Rayleigh, Chris Devine, Ryan Presley, Enrol Perdiz, and Roberto Azuna. Oops. Austin Pruitt has a four-seam fastball, slider, 12 curve, and changeup. Blake Taylor, four-seam fastball, changeup, curveball, changeup, and two-seam fastball. Joe Smith, sinker, slider, four-seam fastball. Brooks Rayleigh, sinker, cutter, curveball, four-seam fastball, and a slider. Four-seam fastball, changeup, and slider for Chris Davinsky, Ryan Presley. Four-seam fastball, I don't know what SCV is, but that has that and the slider. I'll look that up before we have him in the game again, because I will be doing announcing for MLB The Show 20 and 21. Or sorry, 21 select games commentating from me. The rest of the game, there'll be 5 games. 5 games in the minor leagues. Every time I do a franchise mode, it will be commentary for me. If it's a play now minor league, 5 games. If it's a minor league or major league play now exhibition, there'll be 5 games for commentary for me. The rest of the games in exhibition will be in-game commentary, whatever commentators are in MLB The Show. You have Enrol Perdiz. He's got a four-seam fastball, slider, changeup, two-seam fastball. Robert Ozuna, a four-seam fastball, slider, Vulcan, changeup, and cutter. The rest of the starters: Framber Valdez, two-seam fastball, curveball, four-seam fastball, and changeup. Jose Urquidy, how you want to say his last name, has a four-seam fastball, changeup, slider, and two-seam fastball. Lance McCullers Jr. has a knuckle curve, 2-seam fastball, changeup, and 4-seam fastball. Christian Avara has a 4-seam fastball, curveball, slider, and 2-seam fastball. Don't have to remember every pitcher's pitch list. It'll be mentioned for starters, relievers at the beginning of each game. I'll say this: his pitch list consists of a blank. His wins, we'll go over the saves, ERA, and wins and losses, and different statistics on him, on a person. If they do not have a ERA, then they were either a rookie or they were in the minor leagues last season in 2019, or they weren't in the league. One of the two. Those of the ones of the starters that don't have an ERA. If you're a bullpen and you don't have an ERA, same thing. Like this guy, and the starters, there's only two. This guy and this guy for Astros. Cardinals, do they have any players that are that way from 2019 stats? Let's look. Oops. You have this guy. Which is Austin Gomer. I think he's the only one. And this guy, of course, he didn't have any stats in 2019, so he was a rookie this year. So he would have statistics, and it will show 21 because he did pitch some in, I think, in the relief in 20, but I'm not for sure. We will look at this in 2021 and show you the pitchers and rosters and yeah. This is only for the Astros and Cardinals. Each team is going to be different. I will list those teams and pitchers as they are on the mound currently. So like we had Carlos Martinez. He's got 2-seam fastball, slider, 4-seam fastball, cutter, and circle change. So he has 5 pitches. That is one. That's every button. The X button, circle button, triangle button, and square button, plus the R1 button. So that'll do it for me. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure to give this video a like. Hopefully everybody understands this tutorial. And until next time, keep on YouTube, everybody.